Hello, Internet. People feel differently about making music and making art when you don't feel inspired. Sometimes people think it's best to wait until inspiration hits because that's the most like pure, true version of your expression, whatever comes to you naturally, and then making it. But other people who, maybe are trying to take creating a little bit more seriously know that inspiration will come once you start. You gotta just get going, and then once you get going, things will come to you. And if they don't come to you, that's okay. You can either stop or just keep trying until something hits. Today I was planning on making music, but I didn't really want to, but I still did, and I ended up making a beat that I kind of liked. I didn't finish it, and I don't know if I'll actually end up using it for anything, but I feel like I learned a little bit about what I want to do next. So everything that you make adds up on itself. Everything. That's how I see it. There's a Lil Wayne interview from years ago that he said something that really stuck with me, and I've pretty much adopted this ever since I heard it. He said, quality comes from quantity." And I think that is so true. So let me give you an example. We're talking about music. If you want to make a good song, the first song that you write is probably not going to be the best one. You know what I mean? Like if you're like I'm going to put out a song and I want it to be as good of a song as possible so that it gets really popular and all that stuff. If you just make one song, that's probably not going to happen. Now, you don't have to release every song you make. I don't think that's a good idea. I definitely don't do that. I don't think most artists put out every single thing that they make. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but I just don't think that's the best way to approach it if you're shooting for quality. But also, like, some artists like to just let people decide what the quality is. I think that's totally fair, you know? Like, I think about early 2010s rap. It was so common for people to put out like 5 mixtapes a year, and every mixtape has like 20 plus songs on it. So like hundreds of songs are being put out every year by the same artist. The odds of every single one of those being an absolute banger are so low. But maybe there's one song on one of those mixtapes that doesn't get super popular, but there's a group of people that really love that song, and that's their favorite song from that artist. You know? That there's all different ways to approach it, and it's ultimately up to you to decide what you want to do, you know? I personally, let's say I want to put out a project that's 8 songs. I can't make less than like 30 songs to get 8. And it's probably more. In order for me to get 8 songs that I feel really good about and feel confident in, and I think that they're really good and worth releasing to the world, I probably have to make like 50, 60 songs. But that's just me. Again, everyone's different. But I think this is something that's worth considering. If you want to make art and you want to make music, I really think it's worth making a lot of it. Like if you're a painter or if you make YouTube videos. So YouTube's different. I'll tell you why this channel specifically is different, because this channel is not about me making good videos. As you can see, the colors look like shit right now. Like if I wanted to make a high quality, high production video, this is not what I would be doing. But the purpose of this channel is to just document my life and document my thoughts. So sometimes I'll start recording and I'll be like, no, this isn't good. I'll start it again. But every video that I record and finish, I put on this channel. And that's usually only one a week. Sometimes I'll make more than one video and I'll like schedule upload it, but I also don't want to get too far ahead of myself because I'm supposed to be documenting my life in real time. So more than a couple videos ahead, I try not to do that unless I like know I'm going to be traveling or something. But I think artists, again, every artist is different, but I think it's really important to work really hard on what you're doing. And the odds of you getting it right the first time are so minuscule, almost zero, I would say. Like, I'm sure there is musicians out there that wrote one song, the first song they ever wrote and finished, put it out and it blew up. I'm sure that has happened. But in order to keep that going, you have to keep putting out music. And the odds of every single song that you make being a banger and blowing up, it's so low. Also, sometimes I think I know what I want to make, and I think I have the idea, and I think I've captured it in a way that makes sense in my mind. But then when I actually go to make it, it doesn't translate because it's not really something about what's in my mind and what I'm trying to make physically. It doesn't connect. So sometimes you have to learn the process of making music. It's not even like learning how to make a song. It's learning how to learn how to make a song. I know this sounds really stupid, but like, I really think this stuff is important. And throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks, I think that's a good place to start, but that's also only going to get you so far. You need to have a vision. And I think the most excited that I've been about any music that I've made throughout my entire life is when I have a vision and I'm like, I want to do this. I want it to be like this. And again, I don't get it right the first time almost ever, Like, I had an idea for a song recently and it took me 8 tries to get it right. And I finally got it right. I'm finally happy with it. And I didn't even, those 8 songs are not done. I didn't fully record and finish 8 songs because while I was making some of them, I got the feeling that I'm like, I don't like this enough. So I used to force myself to finish everything that I made just for the sake of doing it, whether or not I use it. But now I'm like, if I'm starting something and I'm not feeling it, I don't even bother finishing it. Sometimes, though, I'll think a song sucks, I'll stop working on it, and then like the next day or a couple days later, weeks, months later, I'll come back to it and I'll hear what I was trying to hear in the moment when I first made it. And I'll be like, oh, this is what I was trying to do. And then I'll finish it sometimes, like I produce all my own music. I write all my own music. I record all my own music. I mix all my own music. I do everything myself. Is that the most efficient way to make music? Absolutely not. Not at all. But I'm selfish. I'm a control freak with my art because it's my art. I want it to be how I want it to be. Sometimes I need to get help from other people to get it to be what I want it to be. Like I need to have somebody mix and master it to make it sound super clean. Not all of my music needs to sound super clean, but sometimes I'll make something that in order for it to be what I really want it to be, it has to be squeaky clean. And I'm not an engineer. I can do enough to get by to make stuff sound all right, but to do it at like a high professional level, I just don't have that. I just don't have those skills. Or like making an album art, making a music video. Like I've recorded and edited my own music videos in the past and they're fine. I've made my own album art in the past and it's been fine. But sometimes to fulfill the vision that I selfishly want to fulfill, I need someone else to help me. So these are all just things that I think artists should think about. I really think it's important to, in essence, fulfill your vision in whatever means that is. And that's going to be different for everybody. And in order to fulfill your vision, you have to try to do it. And you're probably not going to get it right the first time. So just keep trying. if you're an artist, if you're a musician, and you're not really sure what to do, just make stuff. It'll come to you. You'll figure it out. You'll find what you're looking for, I promise. So, just something I was thinking about, wanted to share with you guys. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next week.